Hey lovelies, thanks for stopping by my channel. I am so excited for today's swatch party. We are going to be diving into one of the 2 new Devinah Cosmetics collections. Y'all, I can't even tell you. Can't even tell you how excited I was when I got this package. This was sent to me in PR by the brand. Thank you so much. And I am going to share with you all of my thoughts, all the swatches, comparisons, 2 looks, all of the things. But so in this launch, we have 2 collections of eyeshadows totaling to be a whopping 13 shadows, a brand new magnetic palette, lots of things, y'all, lots of things. So I think what I'm doing is I'm gonna split this into 2 videos. So if you're watching this right now and you're seeing this intro, today we're going to be going over the new Mystic Cove collection. I thought that it would be nice to break this into the 2 collections because I know that I can tend to get a little chatty. I want to have all the swatches. Like I said, I did some comparison swatches, so I just didn't want this to be like an hour-long video. And all of those things should be timestamped down below so you can jump around and see what you want for information from this video. If you are not subscribed, I would really love it if you would join my channel here so that, first of all, so that you can see the second collection, because I do think that I'm putting up Mystic Cove first. I did go ahead and put a poll here on YouTube and on Instagram to see which collection people wanted to see first. And so far, this is the one that's winning out. We'll have to see. But make sure that you are subscribed here so you don't miss out on the second one. I will make sure to have both up before the launch, which I thought was great that the brand sent all of these to me so that I could play with them, so that you could see some opinions, some comparison swatches before the launch. I really appreciate that. I think it just really helps people make a bit of a more informed decision. So thank you so much, Devinah. So before we dive into all of the beautiful shifty things, I do just want to give you the deets on this. Again, we have a set of 6 shadows. The shadows will be available singly and also bundled. You will get a discount if you do the bundle. That bundle is $84, which brings the shadows down to $14 from their single price of $17. This set is excluded from codes, so the only way you can get the discount is by getting the bundle. But again, you can purchase them individually. Now, I want to read to you a little bit about this collection. Thank you, Deandra, for sending over this little info list. I love that she put a bit about the collection and the inspiration, and then also the deets behind the names on this one. So what Deandra said was, Mystic Cove is my absolute favorite. It relates to the ocean, but with a twist. This is all about the sea gods and goddesses, nymphs and demons. I've included the meanings behind the names just for a little insight. I think this is going to be a really fun one. I will share with you what Deandra wrote about the names of these as I share with you the pans. And as you can tell, I don't really have a lot on my face. I actually already filmed the 2 looks, and then I realized that I didn't do an intro, and I was like, oh, I never really did that. So I completely washed because I'm going to do the other collection, the Sea of Shadows, right after this. So I didn't want to have a ton on my face in case there was like sparkle fallout and all the things. So I just quickly washed everything off and we're starting over again fresh. So don't mind the minimal makeup and the extra eyebrows. I don't know what happened today. Let's not talk about it. And again, I will have timestamps down below for you so that you can hop around to what is most helpful to you. I do also want to let you know, while this collection is code excluded, I do have a code that will save you 20% off of included items. That is KEEPBEAUTYREAL. So if you're shopping for anything else on the site, you can go ahead and use that to save some moolah. It is not affiliated, but you can save some cash. I do also very quickly want to talk about that empty magnetic palette. I am definitely getting a couple of these. And by a couple, I mean probably a few. So let's take a look at the Lucid Pro palette really quickly. This looks so pretty. I really love, while I love the Devinah Cosmetics palettes like this is from 2021. So, I mean, I think the art on these is always beautiful. And I actually have my mattes stored in this. Most of my mattes. Now I need more because I love the mattes as well. But so I love having those stored in here, but I love a beautiful, shiny, pretty palette. So like something like this was actually the Makeup Geek one, which you can't get anymore, but I love something with a clear top so that I can see all of my sparklies, all of my precious shadows. So I'm really excited to see this. By the way, this is all Devinah shadows, most of which I have purchased. I will tell you, I have purchased a lot of Devinah. I do really have an affinity for the brand. I will say that, well, I don't think that makes me biased, but I do think it always makes me excited to see what they're releasing. And so of course, all of my thoughts in here will be very honest with you, but this is one thing that I'm really excited about. So the details on these palettes, they hold 46 single eyeshadows, which I think is great. And I think that that is really the perfect size for storing in your collection. So this one, for reference, by the way, holds 28. So it will actually hold 20 more than what I have in here, which means I'm going to be doing a lot of reorganizing of my Devinah because I have all of my sparkly ones in these palettes. I just, like I said, I really like to see. But I also don't want to have like an encyclopedia of shadows to hold. I actually have a couple other palettes where it's like they're so big, they're so cumbersome. I don't want that. I do like to keep them somewhat by shade, and I don't want to have to like have some huge thing that sits out. And it's like I have to clear off my entire vanity to be able to set it down, because it's really hard to clear off the chaos down here. So I think that this is going to be perfect. They will retail for $20. And while these are excluded, there will be a bundle offer if you buy more than one so that you can save some cash. So I'm definitely going to be getting a few of these. Let me know if you are as well. I am really excited to get these. Right now, my Devinah is like kind of overflowing. Like this is from my last purchase. Well, I've got actually a couple of the Phantom Orbs in here, but these ones over here I purchased, and I was like, shoot, now I'm overflowing my mattes, I'm overflowing all my shimmers. I have to do a whole reorganization, and so I'll get those palettes and I should be able to do that. My single shadow life is chaos right now, but that's not what you're here for. You're here for the Mystic Cove collection, so let's go ahead and get into it. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with me showing you the shades and then also letting you know a little bit about the names, and then we'll go right into the swatches. I've already pre-filmed those. All right, here we have Electra. Electra was one of the Oceanides, the wife of sea god Thaumas and mother of the rainbow and the storm gusts. She probably presided over her namesake Amber, colored clouds often seen accompanying rainbows. And here we have Thusbe, a sea nymph, the mother of Cyclops Polymephus by Poseidon. She may have presided over swift currents and sea rips, as her name suggests. Her parents and siblings represented other dangers of the sea. Palemon, a sea god protector of sailors and fishermen who was depicted as a boy riding dolphinback. He was originally the boy Melicertes, child of Ino and Thebes. His father was driven mad by Hera, and Ino, fleeing his wrath, leapt into the sea with the child, where the two were transformed into marine divinities. Also, now I'm just going to take a moment to apologize if I am completely slaughtering these Grecian names. I'm trying real hard. And here we have Scylla, a monstrous sea demon who preyed on passing sailors. She had the upper body of a nymph, the tail of a fish, and a ring of 6 ravening dog heads circling her waist. Some say she was slain by Heracles, but restored to life by her father, the sea god Phorcys, with flaming torches. So I do just want to say, this is spelled Scylla. There is also another shade, Skyla, within the Devinah Cosmetics collection, but from looking it up, they are both pronounced Scylla. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, Deandra, sorry. And the last one from this collection is Amphitrite, the goddess queen of the sea, wife of Lord Poseidon. Amphitrite was the goddess who spawned the sea's rich bounty, fish and shellfish, as well as dolphins, seals, and whales. All right, I hope you enjoyed that very embarrassing moment of me trying to pronounce all those names correctly. Now let's go ahead and get into those swatches. Okay, so let's get this party started. So what I think I want to do, it's so hard. It's so hard with all of these beautiful shades and really knowing that they won't really be seen in their true beauty if I put too many of them on my eyes at the same time. That's just the way that shifty shades go. So I think the two that I'm gonna focus on are these two right here. We have Thusbe and also Electra. So I think my goal here is going to be to do fairly simple eye looks just so that we can see the beauty of the shadows. So I think it'll probably just be like 1 or maybe 2 mattes. I'm going to go through with Ilithyia. This will be to be able to use that shade Electra. I cannot wait to try that one on. When I saw the swatch of it, when I saw the swatch of it on Instagram, I was like, oh, that is so pretty. So we're definitely going to use her today. I'm just gonna soften out the edge with Anastasia really quick, just to give it a little bit of a blur on the edge. And I think we'll do one eye with a glitter glue and one eye without. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through with the glitter glue. I just have the Too Faced Shadow Insurance one right here. Okay, now we're gonna go in with Electra. I am so excited to try this shade. I'm gonna be curious to see how the best way to put this on is going to be, because it is definitely that flakier texture. So you can see right here. So I have a feeling I'm gonna dab it on and then try to, like, you know, warm it up on the skin. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that. I'll definitely show you close-ups, but this is very, very sparkly looking. Like, it is definitely more of that, like, you know, micro reflect rather than fully foiled and wet looking. It's definitely more of that, like, a bajillion micro sparkles on my eyes. All right, now I'm gonna take Skyla and we're gonna pop it in here. I'm just realizing that I didn't put glitter glue in this far, which is okay. We're just gonna kind of see how this goes. Okay, from this angle, it looks very much the same. It looks the same as the Shift in Electra, but if I turn it here, can you see that, like, more green base? I don't know that I love the combination with this, but I think it's gonna be a really fun shade to play with. This is just my way to kind of get as many of these on my eyeballs as possible. All right, so really quickly, I'm just gonna pop on a little bit of concealer because of course we have some major glitter fallout, which I anticipated. I think I'll probably just use a combination of the same mattes that I used in my crease to use on my lower lash line quick. I'll be right back. All right, I went through with just a little bit of mascara and some concealer. I did decide to go ahead and remove a little bit of that Skyla shade just from the very, very inner corner. I just feel like the base is a little bit too, it's just a little too much for what I like on the inner corner. I'm just gonna go with that. So it gives me an opportunity to use another Devinah shade. I'm gonna go ahead and go through with, which one is this? Verdent Frost. So this is one of the Phantom Orbs, and I'm just gonna pop this on the inner corner here. By the way, I do have a video on the Phantom Orbs collection as well if you wanna see it. I'm pretty sure I did eyeball swatches, like lid swatches of all the shades. Oh yeah, this goes really well. It kind of like ties in to that, but it's softer. Yeah, perfect pairing. All right, I will go ahead and give you a close-up on this eye look, and then we'll go ahead and do the other one. All right, so now for this side, I think I want to try, evidently I want to try digging my nail into an eyeshadow pan. I don't know why I want to try that. It's not like I haven't had that experience before. Anyway, I want to try Thisbe over the top of this matte eye paint from About Face. This, by the way, is the shade Vintage Granada, I think. Wow, that is like really tiny writing. Anyway, I think that's what I'm gonna do. We'll probably pair another matte in there somewhere just to get some more dimension. I'm really excited to try this one. It is very pretty. It's a very Kelly shade, so let's get going. I have a little bit of the shadow on my brush and I did wet it with Fix Plus. Oh, so pretty. Oh my gosh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I mean, obviously you could totally do this over a black base, but I thought it would be really fun to put this over something with a bit more color to it. Okay, so I think you're gonna have a couple ways that you can wear this. You can pop it on the lid and then kind of like blur it out just a little bit, and it's softer. It's very shifty. You won't be able to see that. You won't be able to see that, I don't think, but it is very shifty from this like really pretty like aquamarine blue into an orchid pink purple. That is very pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and build it up just a little bit more. The thing about that, as I can already tell, if you build it up, it's gonna look a little bit more textured. That's just kind of what happens with, you know, shadows like this, but I think we'll just really get to see some ba-bam from it. And of course, if you do this over a glitter glue, you're going to get, you know, more intense results, probably similar to what's on this side, but this way you can really see the options. All right, I'm gonna take Virago just to pop this in the outer corner and kind of like intensify the purple of this. I'm just gonna use that same brush that I used to blend out the About Face shade. Just right here. Oh yeah, I feel like that added a little bit of oomph. So now, since, oh my gosh, what did I just do? It just got glitter all over. Anyway, what I was gonna say is now I'm gonna clean up. I really got very little glitter. I got very little sparkle from this shade. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the situation up with some concealer, probably finish off the under eye. I'll give you some details on that when I get back, and then we'll pick out our inner corner. All right, I very simply finished off this under eye with Thisbe. I love this shade. It's just this beautiful, like slightly murky, blue-gray teal situation. And now we get to do the inner corner. So I think the perfect addition to this is going to be Marama. This is like right away, I was like, ooh, I love this like little shift that it has. And just popping a little bit on the inner corner is gonna be good. So I'm just going through with a dry brush here. We're just gonna kind of like push this in. I mean, I feel like this has a lot of the same flip. Obviously it does not have the colored base, but it has a lot of that same flip. And I think that it's a beautiful addition. All right, mascara close-ups, here we go. All right, 2 looks done, lots of fun had. I hope that you enjoyed this as much as I did. I hope that it was helpful to be able to see, you know, using the shadows over glitter glue versus just using them with the damp brush. I mean, I think most of us know that it does change the texture a little bit. I do think you do have a couple variations of texture within this set. Some of them are more of that flaky texture, the more super sparkly texture, whereas some are a little bit finer. And I do think that it even shows up in the arm swatches that I showed, where like Thhisbe is a little bit thinner, very, very sparkly, but a little bit thinner, whereas the shade that I've already forgotten, Electra, hello, how could I forget that, does have that thicker feel, that creamier feel, but also flaky. It's like that flaky cream thing. If you have many indie shadows in your collection, if you have many multichromes, you will know what I'm talking about, but you definitely get that vibe. And I think I can just like, you can just see how much more intense the sparkle becomes when you do put it over glitter glue. So hope that was helpful. Now, who's ready for more swatches? For both of these collections, I did go through, and if there was anything that I thought might be somewhat dupable, or even if there was something, especially like from Devinah itself, where I was like, is that similar to this one? Or, ooh, this one makes me think of that one. I wanted to go ahead and swatch those side by side, so I will be showing you those right now, and then we'll get into my final thoughts. All right, Swatch Fest. Well, at least one of the 2 Swatch Fests is completely done. Again, I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a like. Make sure you're subscribed in case this is the video that goes up first so you don't miss the other collection. I just want to give you a few of my thoughts on this collection. So again, this whole set is available in a bundle for $84, and that does break it down to $14 per shadow. Otherwise, they are $17 a shadow. And right now, these are not code eligible, so this will be the only way that you can get a discount on these at this moment. This is not a limited edition collection, however, so don't feel like, you know, gotta grab them all right now if you don't want to. How do I feel about these shades? Do I think it's bundle worthy? Do I think you should just kind of pick and piece? It's really gonna depend on your collection and your preferences. The one thing is, I do think that all of the shades in this set are very different from each other. I don't think that there's anything that, you know, kind of like dupes itself, but you might have shades that would dupe these in your collection already. As you saw in my collection, I did have a couple that it's like close-ish. Maybe the textures are different, maybe the shifts are slightly different, but I do think that I had a couple that are similar. So I will say, honestly, if like 4 or 5 of these really catch your eye, it might be better to get the bundle, because if you get the bundle, you're getting one for free essentially, actually a little bit over that. But if you already have a ton and you're like, okay, there are just a couple in here that really caught my eye, then maybe just pick and piece. It also kind of depends on if there are other things you want to shop for, if you have a budget right now that you're trying to stick to, all of those things. But I do really like these. I think as far as what I have played with so far, I really did like that Thhisbe shade. It's very pretty. It's enough shift that it's really fun, but it just in this way, I don't know, it's sort of like refined. I thought that this was very beautiful. I'm also really excited to try that shade that I used on the inner corner, Skyla. I'm excited to use that like all over the lid this summer. I think that that's going to be really beautiful. So now, given what I know after swatching, after playing with these, would I have gotten this entire collection if I hadn't gotten Scented in PR? Probably not, just because I know that I do have a couple in my collection that are similar-ish. Also, with the 2 shades in here that definitely lean in that blue-purple realm. I mean, this one I think is like soft enough that I can play with it in a lot of different ways. But the other two that are in here, Palemon and Galini, I probably wouldn't have been drawn to those just because those aren't shades that I reach for all the time. And at full price of $17, I just know that that isn't something that I would reach for. Also knowing myself and how much I love Devinah Shadows, would I maybe have just gotten the bundle? Because essentially I would have gotten one of them for free if I got the bundle. See, this is where we start to reason with ourselves, right? We're like, well, I like 4 of them, so I'd get one for free, so maybe I should just pay for that other one. So I don't think that that's an answer. That's not a clear answer, but I do definitely feel like I will get a lot of use out of at least 4 of these in here. And since I have been wearing more blues and purples, who knows, maybe you'll see more of these on my Fache. All right, this has been a really fun swatch party. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. Again, make sure you're subscribed so you can see the other collection. Hopefully you're okay with me breaking this down into 2. I think that there are some people who are really interested in one set or the other. And also I know myself and I have a feeling this is not exactly gonna be a 10-minute video. So I thought that it would just kind of like break everything up for all of you just to, you know, sort of not have to consume so much content at once. Again, thank you so much. I hope that you're all having a wonderful day. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down below. I will try to answer them as promptly as possible because again, this collection does go up. Let me look at this little sheet that Deandra sent on the 22nd at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So happy shopping and I will see you really soon.